Hey, what's going on, guys? Brandon here with Texas Plinking. You guys know I love to geek out over certain optics. It's obviously a fundamental tool into shooting, but I never really geek out too much on night vision or thermal imaging. But you guys hear me all the time talk on my videos when I'm shooting during the day, recreationally shooting steel, how one gun setup might be a really good, feral hog gun or some kind of predator hunting gun, but I don't really talk about that too much. Of course, this is still a recreational shooting channel, but I know that a lot of you guys will get a kick out of seeing some really cool thermal stuff. And so that is a perfect opportunity to showcase this. This is going to be a review. Not that I often do reviews, but it's a thermal scope, so it should be pretty entertaining. I'm going to do a talking portion first, and then we're going to go ahead and get into some fun shooting with some new gun as well. So it should be all fun. But this is a good one to get into because this is a brand new optic. This is a Bering Optics Super Yoter R 3-12 by 50. So to give you the quick rundown, the Super Yoter R is a compact thermal weapon sight, superior for predator control in all ranges, but it really excels in that medium to long range category. For anyone who wants to pause this video and get nitty gritty with all the specs I can display right here, feel free to do so, but some things that really stand out to me as far as the quality and clarity of everything. 640 by 480 core resolution, and it's super just native to look through because of the 50 hertz refresh rate. Just a really pleasurable thing to look through. Bering Optics also equipped this with a 4-year factory warranty, which for a thermal scope is very cool to see. I know a lot of high-end brands of scopes with very similar features as this one that cost a couple grand more, and they typically top off with about a 3-year warranty. So 4 years out of the gate, I think that's pretty cool. Bering Optics being pretty competitive there. The price point, get ready for this if you're new to thermal. It is $4,595, which I'm not trying to make that sound like a small amount of money because it's not a small amount of money for anything. But considering that what the feature set this has, I've had the privilege of looking through all kinds of thermal stuff as low as about $3,000 and as high as $9,000. And looking at this, there is no limiting features on this thing. It is feature rich, and you just may not know until you finally look through them. I'll do my best to get some view through the scope so you guys can kind of see what I'm talking about. But anyway, at just under $4,600, it is not a small amount of money to pay for anything, like I said, but it's nice that you have that 4-year warranty and the quality and the feature set. We're about to get into a little bit more, but of course, had to mention the price. Considering what it's meant to compete with, it's actually short by about $1,500 or $2,000 of some other brands. That being said, it's not too bad. Gotta say, I love this locking mount here. This is done by LaRue Tactical. You guys, I'm sure, know that name. But really cool. Open this up by pulling this out, and it's super easy to adjust on click values to tighten for your particular Picatinny rail. Put it back down, close it down. It is super secure, quick release. Something that really stood out to me with this scope is how much you can just customize to cater to what you want. We're gonna go through all the manual controls in just a little bit, but even before then, talking about reticles, you have 8 different reticles. 3 of them are BDCs, bullet drop compensated reticles. And of all the 8 reticles, you have 4 different colors to choose from, which is nice because you can kind of dial it into exactly kind of setting you have it on. Of course, there's white hot, there's black hot, there's red hot, and then there's the colored hot. Something that definitely needs to be noted that I really like is how fine and precise the windage and elevation adjustments are, those increments. So when you're zeroing the scope, at 4x, it is 0.14 inch per increment. So very fine and precise adjustment. So getting that fine zero, because of course, when you're using this, you're probably gonna be doing predator hunting and you'd rather just hit it the first time around. So a very precise zero with increments that fine, very nice. I mentioned a little bit ago how much manual control there is. So to touch on that a little bit more, as far as contrast, screen brightness, as well as image sharpness, all of that can be controlled through a very easy menu. Hit the M for menu, and then cycle between the 2 buttons going up and down the graph of the 4 different options you have. So you can totally adjust your sharpness, contrast, and image brightness, like I said. Pretty cool. One super awesome feature that the scope has is a stratometric range finding function. A lot of the higher end optics will have this, the thermal optics, but one thing that's very different with this one is you can manually input the size of the target. So if you have the rough idea of the size of the target you have, instead of having a preset, you put that in exactly so you get a much more precise range estimation, which is how this excels at being that medium to long range thermal scope for those night hunts. So pretty cool that you could just manually punch in the size of the target. Going back to this LaRue mount real quickly, because I'm gonna use that as a segue into some other things I wanna mention. This LaRue mount's awesome because it repeats itself. So you can mount this up, zero it, take it off, quick release, go back to a day optic, put this thing back on, and then it's gonna repeat and hold at 0. That being said, this thing is recoil proof. It is very tough. You could put it on a SCAR 17, you could put it on an AR-15, whatever you want, it's gonna hold together really well. The reason I mention all that is because let's say, for example, you wanna do some coyote hunting with your AR in 5.56. You can put this on there, then you take this exact same optic, put it on over to your Scar 17 to do some feral hog hunting. And this is awesome because it actually has 4 different zero profiles. So if let's say you have it between your 4 favorite guns, knowing that the mount stays the same, but your zero might change slightly, not because of the mount, but because of the gun, that's where it's kind of cool to have 4 different zero profiles. So you could hop around between 4 different guns, never have to re-zero. That's pretty darn neat. Now going through the actual function of the scope here, I like how simple they kept it. In fact, on top, there's only 3 buttons. You have your power, your menu, and then a little camera icon to start and stop recording and take a picture. We're gonna get into that feature as well in just a little bit. On the side here, you can open this up and put 2 123A batteries. There's also an external power pack you could get as well. This TNVC TRB can attach to any Picatinny rail. You see your little battery indicator there, and this can absorb some recoil too. You could plug this into the Type-C connector so you have external power as well. Going through the scope some more, you have your lens focusing up here, and then you have your ocular focus back here. And like I said, little Type-C connection there, and that is the whole run through on the scope. Like I said, very cool that they kept it so simple. Now going back to what I said about video, this is pretty darn cool. So it does have video out. It also has 32 gigs of built-in memory with built-in video recording, as well as that little shutter button here. So you could take a quick picture or record. Something pretty sweet as well is you could go through the menu, enable, turn on Wi-Fi, connect to your phone, and you could get the Bering Optics app on your iOS or Android device. Once you're connected, you could be on your hunt, on standby. Finally, some feral hogs come up. You can start recording on your phone, place your shots, stop recording on your phone, and it immediately saves to your photo or video library on your iOS or Android device. All right, guys, I think that's as analytical as I want to get on the indoor portion of the review. There's nothing more fun than just, putting it to work. So I got a couple different guns, 2 different calibers to kind of see what it's all about. Now, real quickly, of course, being that this is a all ranges, close, medium, long range thermal optic, I want to start off shooting somewhat more, not so much fast paced, but up close, moving around a little bit more, with a pretty abusive gun as far as recoil. This is a FN Scar 17S, known to be very abusive on optics, notably night vision and thermal. Get some swingers, should be roughly zeroed in. Oh, off to the right. You know what I have to do? I forgot to do this. Let me start recording internally here so you guys can see what I'm seeing. When the dirt starts flying, because the round was hot, I see a lot of hot dirt flying everywhere. That is so cool. Let me start recording here. Oh, it's low. There we go. You can see the fresh hit there, because it's pretty warm. Let's put one to the dirt, see if we can find a hot round. Yeah, there it is right there. How cool. Go back to the silhouette. Wow, very cool. Trying to shoot a little bit more quickly, just because if anything, that's going to be more abusive on the optic. You can see it bouncing off and landing right over there. Oh, cool. Yeah, I got to hold over a little bit because we're shooting close range, as you guys could see. And as you can see, I'm using white hot, and I like that crosshair with the white centerpiece. Really, really like that. All right, get recording me. I'm gonna go ahead and show the people this field once I focus in on it. Those trees are maybe about 200 yards out, maybe 250. Curious to see what my the front of my truck looks like. It was running maybe about an hour and a half ago. Oh yeah, it's pretty warm under there. Through the vents, you can see. Cool. Man, I'm still like so geeking out over thermal. I've used it before, but I don't know, not something this good. All right, I swapped out the Super Yoter R onto a 5.56. This is your more standard gun that you would do some predator hunting with. This is a Shytech USA CT15. A lot of people were asking on Instagram a lot of questions about it. I will get to it. I don't know if this video is going to go live late August or early September, but sometime this review for sure will be in September. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and get set up, zero it at 100 yards. Zero process looked pretty darn simple. We're going to do that now. Wait for that sun to go down and stretch it out just a little bit more, but let's zero it in. Oh, that's so cool. All right, we are low, but I can see it perfectly. Yeah, it's awesome to see just a hot dirt circle this big. All right, so good windage, just a little low. Let's go into that menu and zero this pupper in. think I could barely see the small popper. To the right, very easy zero process. That should be good right about there. Nice. Let's go dead center of the big popper. Yeah, that thing is on the money now. Easy side-in process. I said we just wait for it to get a little darker and we start backing up a little bit. Money, baby. All right, so we're set up about maybe 315-ish yards. That camera, that's a Sony a7S III, one of the best low light cameras out there. So to you guys, it probably looks not that dusk. But as far as with my naked eye, I see the berm where I'm shooting into, but it's pretty darn dark. Now, I just did a couple shots off camera to make sure I'm shooting at what I thought was the target. And it's a little difficult because at this point, the temperature of the steel is about the same temperature as the background. So it's not sticking out it's like I would like to, but I know the vicinity of where it's at. I'm gonna go ahead and start recording here so you guys can kind of get a look at what I'm looking at as well. All right. Right here is a big swinging target. I'm just gonna hold a little high on it with a 100-yard zero at 315. Just left, I believe. Got it. It's nice to see it swinging through here. Is that high? All right, I am getting a warning for the low battery. All right, I didn't bring the screws to get this on the Picatinny, so I could put a rail here and we're all good to go, or even right here, whatever I want. But we're just gonna have to have it hang right there for now, no big deal. Saves us from that low battery. Awesome. So here it is on 1x zoom. Let me go ahead and punch it in a little bit. That's 4x. You see that little black swinger right down there. I'm gonna hold at the top of the stem so it drops for 300. You good there? Good hits. See if I can move down the line a little bit, see if I can get the tiny popper. Just low. I don't know where that went. Let's end on a hit here. Ah, damn. Well, wish I had a little bit more ammo to play with, but with the very rough zero, I didn't zero this thing in on cardboard or paper or nothing like that. It was just on a steel target at 100 yards. I'm like, all right, we're good to go. So just for a quick backup to 315, losing all light. So looking through the thermal is pretty cool. Still recording through the scope, so check this out. That is as blurry as it gets because we are totally digitally zoomed in. Back it all the way out and take a good look at our landscape here. That just about does for this video on the, reviewing the Bering optics. Super Yoter R, very cool optic, very cool. Hopefully I'll get one for myself before too long and you guys will see some more content on it. But that does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a good one. Take care.